Hi there, my name is Courtney. I'm a fashion stylist, and this is everything I accomplished in 2025. Last year in December, I compiled a list, you'll see here, of all the goals I had as a stylist for 2025. And I'm going to go through them because almost all of them came true. So my first one was book more paid gigs. Now, anyone who's a stylist or a creative in the industry knows that a lot of time you work for free. You work as a trade, you work, test for print, which is when you offer your services in exchange for beautiful photos to add to your portfolio, which is awesome. But when this career, which I've chosen to be my livelihood, and you don't get paid, you can't really continue to do so. So in 2025, I booked a lot more paid gigs, which I'm so grateful for. And I'm even grateful for the test projects and the collaborations because they all help me learn so much and make me a more well-rounded stylist. Now, the second thing I accomplished was help dress a musician. In 2025, I styled 3 musicians. As you can see below, I styled 2 musicians who are lovely, and that was for Love Change. We did a product shoot. And then I also styled a wonderful musician named John, who I helped create his visuals for his new era. And those photos are on his Spotify profile, which are so crazy to me. That was definitely a huge accomplishment. So thank you for everyone trusting in me and my abilities. That is a huge dream of mine come true. This one is sweet. I put be able to do more giving back. I didn't really know what I meant when I wrote this, but in 2025, I actually created something really cool, which is called Stylist Support Group. And I've compiled, a little small group of about 15 or so stylists of various skill levels and, locations, and we all just have a place to come and chat and ask each other questions and share, gigs when we can't take something on. And it's proved to be so fruitful and so helpful. There's definitely a lack of community within the styling industry, and being able to bring that instead of like this fierce competition, scarcity mindset, and instead exist in community with one another is so sweet. The next thing that came true for me was style a model age 50 plus. Now, this is about diversifying my portfolio and my skill set, but I was definitely able to do that this year on a shoot with RD Media. I was able to style these 2 wonderful ladies for a poolside scene in Santa Monica, and they were both lovely. They looked hot as hell and would do it again in a heartbeat. The next thing was to amp up my portfolio with stellar new work, which I really feel I did. I also added a lot more brands to my portfolio this year, and partnerships of people I've worked with. One really cool one was working at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. I want to do a whole video series on how I got that gig and how it went, because I have so much content that I haven't posted from it, and I think it's really cool, and I want to highlight it. Work with more designers and brands. I definitely reached out to a lot of brands this year. Thank you to every brand showroom designer who allowed me to pull from you this year. I'm truly grateful. So the kind of titular last thing on my list was be unapologetically queer, talented, and bold, and kind to everyone I meet. Kindness is everything in an industry where everyone talks, everyone knows each other, everyone communicates and collaborates and networks. It is truly the number one thing you want to put forward in this industry. And the talent and the practice will follow close behind. There were 2 projects or 2 things on this list that I didn't per se complete. One was help out on a wardrobe for a queer film or queer project. I got really close to doing one, but I'm really looking forward to more queer focus and queer central projects. My first freelance gig was for a Pride e-commerce shoot, and that remains one of the highlights of my career to this date. So as a queer stylist in this industry, just as a queer individual in this industry, it's really cool to be able to know I walk into any room and I can be accepted and be myself. And that's something really I appreciate about the fashion industry very deeply. The last thing on my list that did not come true in 2025, but definitely will this year or another year, is to help style a music video. Now, this has been a dream of mine for a very long time. I love music. I love music videos. And it's unfortunate because a lot of upcoming emerging musicians don't have budget for a wardrobe or for a stylist. But I'm definitely looking forward to finding someone who does, who wants my eye, or, even someone assisting someone on a music video. I would jump at the chance. So definitely keep me in mind. Thank you so much for following my journey here on my styling account. 2025 was a really good year to me. I put in a lot of work. I got a lot of support from you guys, which kept me going. And there's so many other cool things I did this past year that I'd love to share and recap with you all. So stay tuned for more recap videos. What do you guys think some of my goals should be for 2026? Because I have really big dreams and nothing but time and energy to make them happen. So it's now or never, and let's dream big, you guys. All right, see you for the next one. Bye.